The world's worst ghost hunters are back at it again. These videos have spooks, scares, and lots of moments you'll find very compelling to be real. We're gonna figure out if they're actually real. This is Spooky October. I made a video about these guys a while ago, Life of Luxury and their amazing channel. But if you have the life of luxury of not knowing what their channel is, it follows Chester and Parker, two very professional and very effective ghost hunters investigating very real hauntings. I just want to make sure you understand how real this is, and that in no way, shape, or form is it scripted, not at all. Not to mention that a lot of their videos revolve around something being wrong with a family member. There's something wrong with her mom. There's something wrong with her dad. There's something wrong with her dog. At this point, they're just ghost family counselors. Which, to be fair, I imagine that's a pretty lucrative market. My favorite thing about this channel, though, has to be the messages they get from people who are asking for help. In most, if not all of their videos, they get a message from someone who needs help because they saw some super strange or super weird occurrence happen. But the things they send are always so random. They're things that, like, maybe you should get the police involved with instead of ghost hunters.
We received an email from a girl named Becca whose little sister Kaylee recently went missing. Becca says she found a tape in her sister's room that she thinks may have something to do with her disappearance. She sends us this video of the tape.
So come on down to Petey's playhouse, where the fun never stops. But remember, don't tell your parents.
Okay, so maybe tell your parent. That's just my first thought. This whole crisis could have been averted by you just not listening to this obviously insane guy wearing a 1950s ice cream shop outfit. But then also, when Becca saw this, why was her first thought to call Chester and Parker and not the police? There's literally nothing paranormal about this. Nothing. Like, call a SWAT team or something. SWAT this house. I don't know. And maybe I'm just out of touch, but how did this video even convince Kaylee to go to this playhouse? This was probably one of the most unconvincing pieces of media I've ever seen in my life. Like, realistically, there's a dude literally getting tased. The people are also dressed like serial killers. And not to mention that there's nothing in that video that shows anything fun. Like, how does Kaylee look at this and think this would be a fun place to go?
Now, Becca thinks her little sister was tricked into going to this playhouse.
I love how he says she was tricked. It's like she looked at this video and somehow got the idea that this place would be like Disney World. There was absolutely not a single thing at all that maybe might have sort of given her the idea that maybe Petey's playhouse is a little bit fishy.
So come on down to Petey's playhouse, where the fun never stops.
I'll have one ticket, please.
Bro, why do you want to go to this house? We weren't invited.
Because Becca says her sister's missing. She could be in there.
Then why doesn't she look for her herself? We aren't even sure this place is real.
Bro, you saw the tape Becca found. It definitely looks real. And apparently multiple people have gone missing. We gotta see if they're in there.
Okay.
How is Chester convinced that easily to go and investigate this place? Why are we checking out the murder house, dude? Because Becca's sister's missing. Why doesn't she just call the police? We go where the wind blows. Okay, let's do it. Also, why are they going to this place at 9 p.m.? That's such a bad time to go. Like, obviously it's a really weird and messed up place. In best case scenario, it's filled with ghosts. Worst case scenario, it's filled with child kidnappers. And somehow they figured the most appropriate time to go to this place would be at 9 p.m. Could they not fit finding missing children into a more convenient time in their day?
Bro, are you sure this is the right place? It looks abandoned.
I'm pretty sure this is it. I think Kaylee might be in there. Let's open the door.
Okay.
Dude,
What is this place?
Did Chester forget what this whole mission was about? Like the second he walked into the door, he forgot all about Petey's playhouse, and he also forgot about Kaylee, Becca's missing sister, the reason he was there. He even recorded the Petey's playhouse sign outside, which is very low budget, I might add. And I still don't get why that even after they saw Petey's playhouse, which doesn't look like a playhouse, they still decided to not call the police. This house looks like one of those bathrooms you see at a public park. It's terrifying. But I can definitely appreciate how well the owners have taken care of this place, on the inside at least. The keyboard looks brand new, the mats on the ground look clean and vibrant, and the walls look freshly painted. Maybe this could be a classic case of don't judge a book by its cover.
I don't know. What is this?
What? What's this? Bro, this place is weird. I just saw a ball pit over there.
Dude, I know you thought this place was totally normal before, but it's not. It's weird. I just saw a ball pit. Super weird. Also, again, I love how clean everything is. Like the poster and even the ball pit. They have a high attention to detail here at Petey's Playhouse. It's a shame that their advertising's a little off-putting though. They probably should put a little bit more thought into that, if I'm being honest.
I think something's really off here. We should go.
Dude, you know we can't do that.
Why not? Imagine what kind of freaks live here.
Because we just got here. And we haven't even tried to look for Kit.
Who's that?
Was he just sitting in the corner watching them the whole time? And was he just sitting there before they even entered the home? That had to have been hurting his knees. I mean, look at how he was sitting. Maybe he didn't even giggle. Maybe that was just like a sound of pain, like torturous pain he was in. Imagine how embarrassing that would be for him though if Chester and Parker found that out. It'd be pretty embarrassing for him. And again, realistically, assuming they're walking into this house and getting bad vibes, why are they being so loud?
I think something's really off here. We should go.
They're like 2 feet away from each other and they're yelling. The creepy ice cream guy was actually probably sleeping, and then they came in and started yelling and it woke him up. That's probably what happened.
Welcome to Petey's Playhouse. Do your parents know you're here?
Our parents? No, we're actually here looking for our friend Kaylee. Is she here?
We have lots of friends here at Petey's Playhouse. Now, are you guys ready to play?
Not right now.
No, thank you. I'm okay. Thank you for asking, though. I'm also really enjoying this whole block vibe he has going on. Like, he has this whole creepy ghost thing going on, but then he's standing in front of a little plastic wall that he probably put together. That actually was probably what he was doing before they came in, because the wall isn't even finished. There's some blocks just sitting on the ground there, and honestly, I'd be kind of annoyed if that happened to me too. But this guy ends up agreeing to show them where Kaylee is, so they follow him to a room called the Naughty Boys room. Great spot. That is a really good room.
I believe Kaylee is in here.
That is not convincing at all. You believe she's in there, but you're not entirely sure. Do you have just a little hunch? But somehow that's convincing enough for Chester and Parker, because they follow him into there and it turns out to just be an empty room with a bucket and toilet paper in the corner, which at least when he was setting up his torture house, he was kind enough to include a little toilet paper next to the toilet bucket. Some hotels don't even do that. But somehow even that's not enough to convince them to stay, because once they realize Kaylee's not in there, they decide to leave.
Parker, where are we going?
We're leaving. What? Bro, what happened to this door?
What? Why is it blocked off?
Someone trapped us in here.
What do you mean? Bro, we gotta leave.
I feel like Chester doesn't pick up on 90% of what it said. There's clearly a barricade in front of the door, and Parker said they can't leave, but then Chester's like, what do you mean? Let's just walk through the door right there. Also, Parker could totally just bust through that door. When he pushed on it, you could clearly see it moving. He gave up too quick. It's like that picture of that guy that's mining for diamonds, and then he gives up right before he reaches the diamonds. That's what that is.
Bro, we're trapped.
I love how very clearly that's a flimsy barricade that a baby could destroy like the Hulk, but Parker still insists that they're trapped. Petey probably put that up thinking it was only going to slow them down for like maybe a couple of seconds, like a second or two, but then he saw that and it kind of threw him for a loop because he wasn't expecting them to not be able to break through that very flimsy door. Then they walk around the house and find out the windows are blocked too, and then Parker wonders how many other people are trapped there, and then he decides to set up some cameras around the house while Chester wants to find a way out. And while he's trying to find a way out, he stumbles across a room named TV Land and finds a tape labeled commercial, which is just another horrible commercial.
Hi everyone, it's me, Petey, coming to you live from Petey's playhouse.
Like Petey, you need to step your game up. Then he explores the house more and he finds the weird bear guy from the commercial earlier. He gets chased around by him for a bit. And before he gets caught, an alarm goes off and they leave him alone to go play some tunes in the other room. And then Chester and Parker decide to go to sleep, as you do. And while they're sleeping, Chester has to use the bathroom.
What?
Again, they keep this place pretty sanitary. Like, I'm impressed with the attention to detail. And sure, the bear being in the shower and the sign that says have fun being on the toilet is a little bit strange. There are definitely hotels that are worse than that. So all things considered, it's not entirely horrible. And it must not have affected Chester that much because he just ends up going back to sleep. They end up waking up later and continue investigating. Then they find Kaylee and then they run away and leave the house with Kaylee still in there. And this is what they said in their own words. We went home and emailed Becca that her sister may still be trapped in Petey's playhouse. She's been begging us to go back ever since. So not only did they leave Kaylee in there, but then they emailed Becca and pretty much said, yeah, she might be in there, she might not, we don't know, it's your problem. And then they ignore her request to even go back. But like I said before, one of my favorite things about this is the emails they get from people who are asking for help. Here's another one.
We were contacted by a girl named Lucy who is concerned because her mom, Gloria, became pregnant.
Oh no, she's pregnant. Call Life of Luxury.
And since carrying this child, her mom has become animalistic and started smelling really bad.
She also smells really bad.
She sent us this video for proof.
What kind of thing is that possessed her mom? Her mom isn't doing anything crazy like climbing on walls or turning her head 360 degrees or breaking plates everywhere. She's just being really annoying and slamming the oven shut over and over. The ghost of minor annoyances possessed her. They end up driving to Lucy's house in the evening, of course. And I guess when it comes to ghost hunting, Parker has no consideration for anything because he shines a 3 billion watt light right at her house and then knocks on the door, which is quickly answered by the mom. She probably was already awake because she probably thought it was morning because of the light that they shined at her house.
Hey, I know this is weird, but your daughter emailed us. She says she's concerned about you.
No, that was me. I emailed you.
Wait, so your mom is pregnant?
Yes, she's extremely pregnant.
My mom has a major case of the pregnant. And why is Parker so surprised that this lady has a mom? He's like visibly shocked by this. Lucy didn't pick up on this, I guess, but he is low-key calling her super old. They end up going into the house to look for the mom, and it turns out that the mom is baking special cookies for them, so they decide to sit down and have some, but they turn out to be absolute abominations of cookies. Then they all sit down together to have a nice little chat.
Lucy, you emailed us because you're concerned about your mother, Gloria's pregnancy.
This isn't natural. She's 78 years old. I don't know how this happened.
Have you tried asking her how she conceived this baby?
How could I ask her? She lost her mind years ago. Hey, Mom, how did you get pregnant?
Well, you see, dear, your father and I loved each other very much.
Dad's been dead for 10 years, Mom.
Why did she say that so angrily? She sounded like she was about ready to throat punch her. It's probably that kind of behavior that caused her to lose her mind in the first place. Did you ever think of that? Also, are they trying to save on electricity or something, because they still haven't turned on any lights in the house? Even while they're having this conversation, the only light that's shining at them is a video light that's shining right in their face.
This isn't natural for you to have a baby at this age. Can you please tell us, how did you become pregnant?
Bro, what is that?
Oh dear. It seems like my water broke.
Dude, my socks are getting wet.
Then pick up your feet, Chester. He says his socks are getting wet as in they are continuing to get wet, but he's leaving his feet there. Like, literally just pick up your feet. They're not glued to the ground. You're letting your socks get wet. Lucy then says she has something for her mom in the car, but literally drives away and leaves Chester and Parker with the mom. And while she's in labor, Chester and Parker go to sleep. They literally just hop in some random bed and go to sleep. And while they're sleeping, the mom gets all weird and starts crawling around until eventually she starts banging on the door to the room they're sleeping in.
Dude, do you hear that? Come on. Bro! Is she there?
It's time for me to give birth now.
I don't know how it took them so long to wake up. She was literally slamming her body against the door and yelling at the top of her lungs. But somehow they were just sleeping through it. Honestly, that's a level of not caring that I aspire to get to one day. And what makes it even better is that their first reaction is to grab their cameras and open the door. They don't even try talking it out first. They just straight up go for it. The mom ends up giving birth in this makeshift hospital room thing, and the baby has no arms or legs, but somehow it ends up chasing them around for a bit, and then they just run away with the mom, still all messed up in there. It seems like this is how all of their videos go. They don't actually fix anything, they just run away and kind of hope it works itself out, I guess. Because after they left, it says they tried to call Lucy and Gloria, but neither of them answered. And I guess the implication here is that they're dead, but they don't ever follow up on it. Not to sound like a broken record, but that probably would have been a good time to call the police. But no, they decide it's not their problem and they just leave it be. That is another level of not caring. And if you couldn't tell, these are definitely not real, I think. But if you enjoyed this video, check out this one right here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.